Hey there, thank you for joining me for today's practice. My name is Paula. Today's sequence is about hip mobility and release. We'll be particularly targeting the outer hips, and we'll start a little bit with some functional hip movements. So just exploring that more active range of movement, which is just really lovely for like just lubricating, opening the joints in a different way than sort of active or passive stretching. So we're going to make a start seated, so make sure you're nice and comfortable, and just whichever leg in front is fine. We'll just be here for a few moments, taking some time, make yourself nice and comfortable. And just gently bring your attention to your breathing. Having a sense of softening into this moment. Just picturing the length of the spine growing up nice and long out of the waist, just allowing the face to be soft and the shoulders to be soft. And when you're ready, let's open up the eyes. So we're going to start by placing the feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart, feet flat on the mat, just holding onto the front of your shins there, lengthening up through the spine. We'll just take our cat-cow here. So we're going to arch through the spine, drawing the sternum forward, lifting the eyes, take an inhale, letting the eyes lift up and back slightly. As you exhale, C-curving through the spine, starting all the way from the bottom, tailbone, lower back, middle back, upper back, and neck. And again, inhale. Just going into your extension here. And then as you exhale, C, curving the spine, drawing the belly button in. And we'll go again, inhaling. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. And then coming back upright, taking an in-breath, placing the hands onto the tops of the knees. We're going to just rotate both knees coming out to the blades of the foot to turn to your right here, and you can release the arms. It's a ballet arm position here, third position. And then as you inhale, we're going to come back through center. You can place the hands lightly on top of the knees to rotate to your left, opening out here and releasing those arms to just take that twist a little bit further. And then we're coming back through center, feet flat on the mat, inhale, exhale, dropping the knees down and taking that twist a little bit further, keeping that left hip dropping down. And then again, inhale through center, exhale, dropping the knees to the left, letting those arms go a little bit further. And then we'll just come one more time, inhale through center. You can keep the arms off if you can. And then just taking that twist, and we'll just place that left hand to the outside of the right thigh, right hand behind you. Trying to let that left hip drop down as you rotate through the upper spine. Taking one more full breath here, inhale. As you exhale, seeing if there's any more space. And then inhale, coming through center and then dropping the knees over to the left. And once again, let's place that right hand to the outside of the left thigh, left hand behind you, letting that right hip drop down now. And inhale, staying for the exhale, see if there's any more space. And then coming back to center. I've started to shuffle forward, so I'm just going to shuffle back a bit so we can keep going here. But make sure you've got enough space behind you because we're going to carry our legs back. Just coming into this kind of quite relaxed position here, left leg folded in, right leg is bent, and then just coming onto the heel, you can extend those arms forward here, just a very kind of loose circle type shape, flexing the right foot towards you. We're going to try to lift the leg off and carry it back all the way into our half pigeon position here. But if that just feels it's too much for you at the moment, you could just lightly take the heel all the way back. You can bring the hands down when you need to as well. We're going to try to challenge ourselves by not taking the hands down, but absolutely feel free to do so if you need to. So arms forward, heel down, either here. If you can, you might extend it up. If you can, you might straighten all the way up, taking an inhale. As you exhale, we're going to take the leg back as all the way back. Place the hands down when you need to, but trying not to pop the hands down. And we're coming into our half pigeon position. When you need to, pop the hands down so you can come into that parallel back leg, keeping the toes tucked under for a moment just to find that position, and you can release the toes down. Take the hands nice and wide onto the fingertips. Left heel, let's keep it in nice and close. Don't take it too far. We're not warm. Taking an inhale, lengthen up through the spine. As you exhale, come down towards the mat, and then inhale to roll back up. And then we're just going to reverse that action now. So we're going to carry the leg back into this kind of Navasana or half Navasana position, and you can just place the heel back down. Let's just center ourselves if you've moved around a little bit, and go one more time like that. Inhale. Exhale, carrying the leg all the way back, trying to go as far back as you can without popping your hands down. Use your hands when you need to help yourself get that knee pointing down. Release the back toes down. Taking an inhale, extend up, exhale, coming down, and inhale to come back up. We're going to do that one more time. So lifting the arms off, trying to carry the leg all the way forward, and then place the heel back down. And going again, inhale, exhale, carrying the leg back as far back as you can. Place the hands down when you need to. Just trying to get that right leg right behind you. Release the top of the toes down, taking an inhale, and as you exhale, let's come down. And now we're gonna hold it here just for a couple of breaths, not too long. You can come all the way down if you'd like to. And if it feels good for you, we're going to take a twist to the left. So you can place that left hand over to the side, right forearm down, and just turning the shoulders to the left, looking over that left shoulder. A little bit of pressure down through the outside of that left shin. And then inhale. Coming back through center, coming back up, and if you can, carrying that leg forward one last time, placing it down. And then let's swap it around. So we're going to bring that right leg down, nice and relaxed, onto your left heel, flexing that left foot, extending the arms forward, either staying here or here or here, taking an inhale. Exhale, carry the leg back as far as you can, and if you can, we're trying to keep those hands off. When you need to, pop them down so you can center that back leg, knees pointing down. Release the top of the left foot down, taking an inhale, exhale. Come down, and then inhale, coming back up, carrying this left leg forward, and popping it down for a moment, recentering yourself, extending the leg up if you can. Inhale, exhale, carrying the leg as far back as you can. Maybe one side's a little bit easier than the other. Release the top of the foot when you're ready, and then taking an inhale, extend up, and then exhale. Inhale to come back up. And then again, let's bring this left leg forward, and then placing it down. Last one. Inhale, exhale, carrying the leg as far back as you can. Hands down when you need to. Release the top of that left foot down. Inhaling, and then exhale, folding down. And then we're just going to hold this one for a few breaths. Option to take this as a twist. Turning the eyes to look over that right shoulder. A little bit of pressure through the outside of that right shin down onto the mat. Keep the breathing open. And then coming back to center onto the fingertips, taking an inhale, rolling back up, and then let's carry this left leg forward and then placing it down and extending the legs out. Give the legs a little bit of a wriggle out there. Just coming into this Dandasana position to begin with. And then we're going to fold this right foot beside this right hip. So both knees are pointing forward. If this is a super difficult position for you, you could try to fold a blanket or sit on a cushion just to elevate your hips a little bit. That might help you. Or alternatively, you can just come into your Janu Shishasana position if that feels better for you. And let's take a moment, try to get both sitting bones dropping down. Inhale to lengthen up. When you're ready, think about lifting up and over this front leg. Take hold of the calf, ankle, or your foot and reaching that sternum forward. And don't worry too much about coming really deeply into the pose, feeling free to stay more upright if that feels better for you. And sometimes this can feel a bit wobbly and you might want to keep your left hand onto the left side beside you to help you feel a bit more centered. Slowing down the breathing. Just one more full breath. Seeing if you can have a sense of scooping the lower belly in and up. Inhale, maybe that gives you a bit more space. As you exhale, folding down just a bit more. And then inhale, coming back up, releasing those hands. We're going to take this right leg and open it out on a diagonal to the side. So we're still keeping that foot in the same position that it was already in. If this is too strong, if you're feeling any sharp sensations in your knees, then please just bring the foot in front. So holding it here for a moment. Once again, we're really just trying to keep the sitting bones grounding down. And we're going to take a twist here. So take an inhale. As you exhale, turning towards the right, looking over that right shoulder, keeping that left foot flexed and toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Taking one more inhale here. Stay for the exhale. See if there's any more space, just the upper body. And then we're going to take this left hand, sliding it down this left leg, taking this right arm up and over. So you think about this left side of the body, trying to lie down along that left leg. And for some of us, you might be able to bring that left elbow in or hold the inside of that left foot, but you really want to keep that right sitting bone dropping down. Eyes might look up towards the ceiling. And then let's take an inhale, come all the way back upright. Bring this right knee forward, extending that right leg out. And in between sides, we're going to take our reverse tabletop. So bend the knees up, take those hands up, forearms distance behind you, fingers pointing forward, and then lifting the hips up, pressing down through the feet, opening up through the collarbones, maybe letting the head relax back if that feels good for you. Just one more full breath here. And then bringing the head back up, lowering the hips down and extending the legs out into your Dandasana for a moment. And then bringing this left foot now beside that left hip, both sitting bones down as much as you can. Take an inhale. As you exhale, thinking about lifting up and over this right leg, holding onto this right leg or foot where you can, or using this right hand to help support you. Finding the breath. Noticing if there's anything you can let go of. The jaw, the shoulders. Just one more breath here. Think about scooping up that lower belly. Take an inhale. As you exhale, seeing if you can lift up and over this right leg a little bit. Maybe it gives you a bit more space. And then inhale to come back up. And then we're going to open this left leg out, keeping that left foot beside the hip. Just trying to be on both sitting bones as much as you can. The right toes keep pointing up. Right hand in front here. Take an inhale. Exhale to twist over to look over your left shoulder. Right sit bone grounds down as the right side of the body turns towards the left. Inhaling. Stay for the exhale, see if there's any more space. And then think about that right side of the body coming over towards this right leg, sliding that right hand down, left arm comes up and over. Maybe that right elbow dropping to the inside. It's not important though. And eyes looking up towards the ceiling. Just breathing into that left side body. And then take an inhale, coming back upright and just using that left hand to help you bring that left leg forward. Extend that left leg and then let's take a reverse tabletop once again. Heels underneath the knees, fingers pointing forward, taking an inhale, coming up and then maybe dropping the head down, actively pressing down through the hands and the feet. One more full breath. And then bringing the head back up, dropping the hips down, and then extending the legs out forward. And we're going to take our fire log pose here, or sometimes called ankle to knee. So you can either keep the right leg in front of the left, or if it's available, you could stack the right shin on top of the left. And you just want to try to get, there's a sense of a bit of a box shape, so shin to shin here. Again, this might be somewhere you can sit on some cushions or a blanket, or even just like put a bit of cushioning in underneath this right knee if it's lifted up a lot. Just take a few moments here. Let the shoulder heads drop down. And you might feel like this is plenty for you and stay here. If you would like to, starting to, again, having a sense of lifting up and over the legs, place the hands down and then starting to walk the hands out. Just to where you can. Just feeling into that point of resistance. So you want to feel like you're getting to a bit of an edge, but it's not stopping your breathing or anything like that. You can still breathe and have a sense of releasing. And if you feel a bit of opening as we continue, then you might bring yourself a bit further down when you can. Noticing if there's any way you can soften. And then let's walk the hands back up. Releasing the legs out long. Just give the legs a bit of a wriggle out. And we'll go straight to the other side. So left leg underneath, right leg underneath, left leg in front, or stacking it on top. You want to flex both feet. You're trying to avoid this kind of sickling action with the foot. So you're not overstretching the outside of that left ankle. Just taking a few moments, being upright, choosing whether this is enough for you, or maybe starting to come forward, lifting through the lower belly, coming over the legs, finding that point or that edge that you might start with. Releasing the jaw. Just using your breath to try to soften. It's particularly on the exhale. And maybe one side's a bit tighter or a bit looser. And so you might need to adjust just how much further you go in, or if you need to pull back. If you find yourself starting to get lost in thought, just try to bring yourself back to the breathing and bring yourself back to the body. Just meeting that sensation with your breath. Just one more full breath here. And then let's walk the hands back up. Releasing those legs. Just giving yourself a little bit of a wriggle out there with the knees. And then making your way down onto your back. And make sure you're nice and warm before you come down onto your back. Bending the knees up for a moment. And we're just going to finish with our Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined butterfly. If this is not comfortable for you for any reason, you can just let the knees drop in together rather than out wide, or even support the outside of the knees with some blocks or some cushions or something like that. Just arms out by your side, just allowing the eyes to close down. Starting to surrender the weight of the body into the ground underneath you. Just feeling into gravity. And you could stay here for another few moments if you'd like to. Otherwise, whenever you're ready, extending the legs out into your Shavasana. Just one leg long and then the other leg long. Just letting the feet fall away from one another. Arms just away from the body, palms facing up. That light scanning through the body to notice if there's anywhere else you can just let go of here. Allowing yourself to rest for these next few minutes. feeling really free to stay here for as long as you would like to. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time. Namaste.